heathen kid.
Right.
And let me tell you, it's not that easy either.
Okay.
How many of you are a heathen kid? Like it's no like picnic being a heathen kid. So it's pretty challenging as well. So I didn't grow up with all this. First time I got, my mom, the eye doctor invited her to church. When we went to church, we just thought those people were crazy. We didn't understand why they were doing nothing. And we just didn't really, we didn't grow up, we grew up with a fear of God. And kind of a knowledge of God, kind of. Because I'm a Latin, and we're all kind of Catholic in some way or shape or form. Though we really weren't, because we were Jehovah's Witnesses, so it's a little weird. We had all this kind of stuff going on. But we knew about the Lord, but we were just kind of living our lives for ourselves, making our own decisions. And but there's a point where God intersects your life, and you might wonder, why do we sing those songs and why do we get emotional? Well, because God's pretty awesome. He's just pretty awesome.
That's right.
And I didn't run to the cross. It was more like, God ran after me and tackled me. But I'm really glad he did. And so tonight we're just going to talk about missions. How many of you guys have heard of missions before? People use the word missions. When I think of missions, I always think of my favorite TV show from the 1960s. I wasn't watching it live. I watched reruns. Okay, I just want to say that. Mission Impossible. Yes, before it was a movie, it was a TV show. It was a little cheesy, and you should watch them. Some of them are on YouTube. They were kind of fun. There were some cool parts about it. I actually loved it. I loved the TV show Mission Impossible. But we talk about missions, and the word mission is in there. And what is God's mission? You ever ask yourself, what is God all about? What is God trying to accomplish in this world? And man, there's there's literally been hundreds of books and millions of words written on that. Maybe we could turn this, where are we here? Can we turn that off until I get to that point? Because I feel like I'm being upstage, right? So thank you. So I would pick the word restoration. If I had to pick one word, I'd pick that word. Because you see, when God made the world, how many of you ever read Genesis? I've read Genesis a lot. I read through the Bible every year, which I recommend that every Christian do. Okay? If you want to know God, you gotta read the Bible. So a basic starting point is just read through the Bible every year. And when I was a young believer, I told you I came from a heathen home, so I had kind of a rocky start. Okay? Those first few years were kind of rocky. I'm going to read the Bible, and I get through about Genesis, halfway through Genesis, maybe into the Exodus parts, a good bit, before it got kind of boring. And the stuff that's in the movie, right? And then I kind of fall off. So I've read Genesis a lot, probably more than everything else because of that. Anybody else there, right? So those first few chapters of Genesis, you see that God made things to work a certain way. He made human relationships to be a certain way, one with another. He made us to feel a certain way about ourselves. He made us to work with him. He made us to live under his authority. And when we said, pass, think I'll do it my way, it just messed everything up. It messed up how I think about myself. I've sat down at the table with the top leaders of our denomination. Okay? I have sat down with what we consider uber important people and stuff. And I got to tell you something I have learned from being at this level of leadership. Everybody's insecure. You think you're insecure, I'm 19 years old and I'm insecure. I met people that are 80 years old and they're still insecure. Human beings are insecure because something got broken in us.
Oh, that's good.
Something got broken in us there. And so what happens is, this is the mission that God has been on. From Genesis to Revelation, his mission is to restore. To restore us to that place when he restores his kingdom in our hearts, when he restores his kingdom in this world, then how we feel about ourselves is transformed.
Wow.
How we interact with each other is transformed. Why are we all about the multi-ethnic thing here in Tri Chi Alpha? Because that's the kingdom of God. If God is among us, how can there be divisions? That's ridiculous. If God is here, it should look like God is here.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it transforms how we interact with this world. I'm talking about our planet. We were created to take care of this planet, but how many we mostly abuse our planet? We mostly abuse each other. We don't treat each other as man, you're really special, Q, and I love you. What do we do? We look at people and say, I want to hook up with him, I'm looking at somebody for what they can do for me, what pleasure they can bring into my life, not what blessing I can bring to their life.
Wow.
So everything needs to be restored, and it's restored by God reestablishing his kingdom in our heart. And that's been God's mission from the beginning. That's why Jesus came. And that's what it's all about. So restoration. So that's like pretty simple thing. And then when we think about the mission of God, this is like another cool part about it. I'm calling this random musings on missions. So there's no like rhyme or reason. I just felt like the Lord just put some things in my heart that I want to share with you. So I hope like it just, I'm trusting like if you put it in my heart that it's gonna like, he's speaking to you through it, or else he wouldn't have told me to say it. Commitment. God's commitment to that mission is amazing. I want you to think about his commitment to his mission. Because God said, I want to accomplish this and I don't care what it costs me. Have you ever been that committed to something? I got to be honest with you, I have not. There's things that I've desired in this world. Probably the thing that I desired the most, that I like spent a lot of time crying, I'm just going to confess to you, I probably spent multitudes of hours crying, was I wanted to get pregnant. When I was married for a couple years, we started trying to have kids, and it didn't happen, and it was very hard. And I spent a lot of sad days, a lot of bad days, a lot of go to the doctor days, and I had my body poked and prodded, and I became a lab rat. But I had my limit, you know what I mean? I was like, this is as far as I go and no more. And I really wanted that, but I gotta be honest with you, I didn't say I'm gonna sell my house to like pay for this treatment. I didn't have this like, I want this, and I don't care what it costs me, I'm gonna go for it. I know people who've done that with stuff, but I wasn't there. But God, in his mission, he said, I want this, I want to restore these people who belong to me, I want to bring them back to me. We talk about lost people. Have you ever heard the term lost people? It doesn't mean they don't know where they are.
Right.
It doesn't mean their GPS isn't working.
Right.
It means they're not with the one to whom they belong.
Right.
If you read the parables in Luke 15, there's 3 parables. The woman lost a coin. The coin belonged to her,
Right.
and it needed to be restored to her.
Right.
The shepherd lost a sheep, and it needed to be restored to him.
Right.
And so you have this restoration concept. And so, God was so committed to his mission that he said, I don't care what it costs me. The incarnation, forget about like dying on the cross. Like if you're God and you become a man, that's like a big cost. Not only are you like a man, but like people don't treat you like a God. And you're okay with it. I mean, it's just so amazing, the cost that God said, I'm on this mission and I don't care what it costs me. And he just committed himself. Now he didn't like break his own character.
Right.
He didn't like betray who he is
Right.
to accomplish his mission.
Right.
It says in Timothy, if we disown God, he will disown us. If we are faithless, he will remain faithful because he cannot disown himself.
That's right.
So God, even though he like put his whole being, and he said, I don't care what it cost me. It didn't cost him to betray who he is.
Right.
He figured out a way to like within who he is, within the fact that he is a just God, and when we sin, there has to be payment. He figured out a way to do that. That's pretty amazing. It's a lot of big thoughts here. You're like, well, this is like overwhelming. I'm not getting lost here, but just hold on with me. Hold on with me. You have small group leaders, so I'll explain these things. So that's pretty cool stuff. So I told you this will be really short. Why do we participate in missions? So we're going to like today do something we call a faith promise. And that means we're going to give you the chance to give your MONEY to missions. Yeah, MONEY, because you know what we love in this world is money. I bought this book, it says racism, America's original sin. I don't agree with that. You know what America's original sin is? Greed. Greed birthed racism.
Okay.
We love our money. And so one of the things that has to happen in discipleship and like following Jesus is learning how to give up our money. I'm just going to let you know right now, if you want Jesus to be in your life, one of the things that you have to do is say, I'm willing to give my money. I'm going to put my money down. Now here's the thing. We want you to give the money God wants you to give. We're going to give you the opportunity to become a partner in what we're doing in Tri Chi Alpha of participating in missions, monetarily. And you can say yes or you can say no, and you determine how much. And we're not even going to ask you. Like, I know it has your name on there. We don't collect the side that has your name. We collect the other stuff. No? Really? That's how we've done it for like a bunch of years, but I guess we changed it. We used to do it that way for a long time, but I guess now it's changed. So, no, I didn't get the memo. So I guess we already know. I guess that's what we can pray for you, that you can do it. But let me tell you a couple of things first. Why do we participate in missions? Well, here's the basic thing. If God is on a mission, and my job is to be God's partner, then I should be on a mission too. That's pretty simple. That is so simple. Isn't that simple? Like when God made Adam and Eve, what did he ask them to do? He said, here's a garden. Take a vacation. Relax. Enjoy yourselves. Have a mango. Pretty sure that the fruit on this one tree was a mango. Anyway. Just gonna say, how many like mangoes? It's literally the most delicious thing ever. I just love mangoes. I grew up with them. I just love them. Yeah. It's a thing for us Cubans. We just love our mangoes. And our guava. Guava and mangoes. Two of the greatest loves of a Cuban. So he didn't do that. You know what? He actually gave him a job. He said, I want you to name the animals. And I want you to tend the garden. Who created the garden?
God did.
Who had to tend the garden?
And
Yeah, the humanity did. Why? Because we were made to be God's partners. Who created the animals? Who had to name the animals? See, we were created for partnership with God. We have this animosity relationship with God, but that's not what we were created for. We were created for partnership. The Christian life is so simple if you understand it as partnership. I am God's partner. That's John 15. I love that. We are God's partner. We were created to be with Him and to partner with Him in this world. And so if He's on a mission and I'm His partner, then I'm on a mission. So my job as a believer is to say, God, where are you on a mission that I can be a part of? Where's a part of the mission that I can participate in? How many of you are in a small? Raise your hand, you're in a small. Okay, some of you don't know what a small group is, that's okay. Some people will tell you, it's so cool, it's so awesome. How many of you love your small? How many of you like your small group leader? Raise your hand if you like your small group leader. You think they're awesome. Now here's the reality about your small group leader. Your small group leader is a missionary. Because we're at the place, and this is brand new, Chi Alpha here is brand new. Usually our small groups are led by students, but because we're brand new, all of our small groups are led by missionaries. Everybody who's a staff member in Chi Alpha is a missionary. That means that our bills are paid by people doing this. Did you know that? That's how missionaries are funded. Missionaries are funded. Like I've been a missionary 27 years. So for 27 years, I paid my light bill by some Christian somewhere saying, I want to participate in your mission, Belkis. Isn't that cool? 27 years I've been doing that. Haven't missed a light bill yet. The Lord has been so faithful to me. And I want you to think about this. If you're blessed by your small group leader, that means that they left where they were living to come live here. They left. None of us are from North Carolina. Nobody on this staff team is from here. I don't think even like y'all are. Wanda, you're from Jersey or Jersey girl.
I am.
You're from here. You're like a homeboy from Bull City. Or whatever that means. So trying to like do it out. Did you guys enjoy the worship tonight? Yeah. These guys are from Triad Ministries, Kojic Church of God in Christ. And there are partners in this ministry that we're doing here in Winston-Salem. And you know what? Like, we're just all from all over the place because we just said either like happily or trembling, which happens sometimes with us missionaries, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. the Lord says, hey, go here. And you know, here's the thing. When I'm from Miami, Florida, and I moved from Miami, Florida in 1991, I think, 1991 to Michigan. That's as far as you can get, every which way, like culturally, weatherly, you know, everything. Everything was different. And you know what my mom said to me? There's lots of lost people in this city. And that's true. Miami's a big city, and there are a lot of lost people there. But I'm not the Lord of the harvest. And he's the one who says, you go here, and you go there, and you go there, and you go there. And he puts us where he wants us to be, because he says, if you're going to be my partner, you need to do what I say. And so all of us benefit from missions. All of you right now are benefiting from missions. You're benefiting from people who say, you know what, I'm gonna be a partner in this work that you're doing. All of us who are here, we all that's how we live. Isn't that awesome? It's kind of a little crazy. I think it's a little crazy. A lot of people, and we're gonna, as you guys are in Pi Alpha for a while, we're gonna start talking to you about maybe God wants you to be a missionary. And you're like, oh no, I'm sorry, that's crazy. But you know what? Maybe not. If he wants you to do it, he'll make a way, and he'll provide for you.
That's right.
He's provided for me for 27 years. I mean, it looks like I'm not going hungry, does it? So, when we participate in Christ's mission, we're living out this restoration that God has done. Isn't that awesome? Because think about it, I said we were made to be God's partner. And so we participate in missions because we're made to be his partner. And when I partner, whether it's partnership like John was talking about, like just talking to your roommate or your suite mate or your classmate or somebody, you know, you just run into I always felt like, I love working with students because I can justify eating out, because if you work in every time you go out, everybody, your server is always a student. When I lived in Ypsilanti, my server, no matter what restaurant I went to, was a student. I could be like, yeah, I'm doing ministry. Hi, what's your name? You know, it's awesome. So when you partner with the Lord, whether it's through through the doing, through like going on a missions trip. We're going to talk about missions trips in next semester. How many would like to go on some cool, fun missions trip? You want to go to some exciting foreign country? Yes. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to go some awesome places, and God's going to like use us in his mission around the world. Isn't that awesome? And you know what's so cool about being in the family of God is that you have siblings that you've never met. Isn't that awesome? You have siblings that you've never met. You can go to like, literally my husband's been to Mongolia. I think that's as like weird a place as you can go. Mongolia, okay? He wanted to go to Mongolia. He's just that kind of guy. He's like, I want to go to Mongolia. I was like, okay, we'll go to Mongolia. So he went to Mongolia and he ate weird food. It's not like Mongolian barbecue. I'm going to tell you that right now. Do not go to Mongolia thinking it's going to be like Mongolian barbecue, because it's not like that at all. It's kind of like nasty. Okay? It's a little nasty. It's on the nasty side. So, you know, yeah, it really is. Okay? So you have. So he wanted to do that because he's like, man, I want to go there. And you know what he went when he got there? He found family members he never met. Mongolians. Isn't that awesome? That just breaks, I think that's like the most amazing thing, that God said, I'm going to like restore humanity to what I created it for, and that's to be like one family. I created you to be one family. Yeah. And we can live that out. We're trying to live that out here in this community that we're building here. It's called Pi Alpha. But you can be a part of, when we're going to take up this thing in just a little while, when you say, I want to be a partner in this mission. Now we can put that slide. Where does your money go? Is it up there now? No, it's not up there. Mark, could you help me out? Mark is always helping me out. Yeah, Mark is awesome. He helps me out. And you know, it's not just that he helps out. He helps out with such a great attitude. Yeah. So thank you for that, Mark. Where does your money go? It goes to missionaries we support. We want to partner with other people who are doing awesome things. So we have one missionary right now. Her name is Danesha. I wanted to make sure I pronounced her. There she is, Danesha Ruffin. I have a friend who is she's from Ohio. I have a friend who's in Cincinnati, pastors a church in Cincinnati, and he said he like sent both our info and said, you guys need to meet. Because I'm all about like minority missionaries and all that kind of stuff. He's like, y'all need to meet. And then so she said, oh yeah, let's get together. But she thought I lived in Ohio too. She just assumed. And I was like, well, I live in North Carolina. She's like, really? I'm in North Carolina right now. Isn't that awesome? So then she's like, I'm like, you want to come for lunch on Saturday? She's like, sure. So she came for lunch and we hung out and it was pretty awesome. She told me her story, which is really amazing. And I hope like you can get like, you tell your small group leaders, can we please Skype in Denisha, because she has an amazing story. She's working for MTV. Like she's met Beyonce and everybody that is like a big name in the biz. She has met everybody. And she left her MTV job because she wanted to be part of Christ's mission.
She's so chill.
Is that amazing? That is pretty cool. She's an amazing lady. This is the kind of missionaries that we want to support. So one of our priorities in giving right now is we want to support people doing amazing things, and we want to support minority missionaries, because here's the reality. There's not a lot of them out there. Especially like overseas. There's 118,000 U.S. missionaries. Guess what percentage of them are African American? Less than 1. So this is a priority in giving for us. We want to help those people who are saying yes to Jesus. We want to help them get there. Another priority in our giving is, what does it say there? Missions projects and disaster relief. So yeah, but you know what? We also want to another priority for us that's not really up there, but it is a priority for us, is HBCUs. So we're here because of HBCUs. We are really pushing Chi Alpha hard as I like, but as hard as it's happening right now, to get on more HBCUs. And there's people saying yes, and God bless them, because they're brave, you know what I mean? They're saying, yes, I will go, and we want to support them. The Johnsons have a good friend, Dora, and her husband Micah. They are at University of Houston working where they used to work, but they were also planning at Texas Southern, which is an HBCU of over 10,000 students. So we want to be on that campus, and they've said, yes, we will do that. We want to partner with them. Right now, we can't partner with them because we don't have the funds to take on another missionary. So as you guys say yes to what the Lord tells you, that's going to, I think they're kind of on our list of other missionaries we want to support. And then disaster relief projects, our missions fund. You say, well, how do we have a missions fund if we haven't done this yet? Well, last year when we all became a staff team, we said, we're not going to wait till God gives us students. We're going to take a mission. We're all going to do that right now. So our staff team made a missions faith promise. And we've been giving it every month, and that's how we have funds to support the nation and some of the other things we did. And so one of the things we did is we invested in the African American Leadership Conference. If y'all wanted to invest in that, we sent in about $4,000 for that. So anyway, just mention it there. But we, as a ministry, we invested in that conference because it's a conference that we believe in. And then the last thing is when y'all go on a missions trip, we want to be able to help you out. So, does anyone have any questions? I think it's important to let people ask questions. Especially, how many of you have never heard about this before? You've never heard about a missions faith promise before? Yes. It's it could be kind of a new concept. So if you have a question, this is a time to ask it.
So when you say send students into mission, I forgot the word, but what Stormy do?
Missionaries do all kinds of things, but they do a lot of what Stormy does. We do missionaries, we do a lot of evangelism. That's sharing the gospel. Actually, discipleship is really involves sharing the gospel. We kind of changed the definition of that word, but when Jesus said, go make disciples of every nation, he wasn't saying go find Christians who need to grow in their faith. He was saying go find people who don't know me and teach them how to know me.
Right.
And so that's basically what missionaries do. And I'm wearing this is one of Chi Alpha's campaign. It's WLM, it's We Live Missions. We want to live missions every day. So we're very into missions in Chi Alpha. And whether it's giving, going, praying, welcoming, international students, we want to welcome them. That's another way that we can do missions, here on campus. So, they do that, but they do all kinds of things. Nowadays, missionaries do all kinds of things. So Denisha, she's in media. She worked for MTV. She the camera stuff and production and stuff like that. So actually in Honduras, that's part of what she does, is media stuff. So it helps us if she reaches people, not through directly maybe sometimes talking to them, though she does that too, but she also reaches them through doing production stuff and media stuff. I have one of my alums from EMU. He is a missionary in Argentina, and he's just an awesome guy. He's the guy who shares Jesus with everybody he ever meets. He's just the coolest guy ever. He was a total pothead. He came to a Friends Sunday that we had. We had a campus church, and his friend invited him, Elliot invited him, and he came and gave his heart to Jesus, got totally radically on fire for Christ. became a missionary, and he mobilizes people from Latin America who want to be missionaries to other countries. So he helps Latin Americans go to places like India, the Muslim world, and like we do really well, Latin Americans, we fit in well in that part of the world because we don't stand out, we look about the same as people there and stuff. So that's part of what he does. It's a really cool mission, you know what I mean? So he does a lot of trips over there. So missionaries do all kinds of things. Some of them dig wells, some of them work in schools. My husband's sister, they're missionaries in West Africa. And they do all kinds, he does mostly church planting. She's launched a ministry that helps widows. If you're a widow in Benin, it's like not good. Yeah, it's really bad. And so they have a program, it's called the Ruth Center, and they educate you and stuff like that. And so like right now, our family for our Christmas project are taking on buying a sewing machine for a graduate from the Ruth Center so she can have her own business. Okay, so that's like some of the projects we could do with our missions giving. So yeah, that was a long answer to a short question, but missionaries primarily do like evangelism, discipleship, but really do like use all kinds of tools to make that happen. So some missionaries are in countries where it's illegal to be a missionary, so they kind of come in undercover, and maybe they do like, it's like really popular right now, it's called missions, business as missions, or missions as business, I don't remember which the expression is. They're doing all kinds of business stuff. Like whatever degree you're getting, like if you're in the medical field, that is like super easy to like go overseas and do missions because like there's a huge need for medical work. If you're in business, if you're in engineering, like the whole world needs wells. Like you can transform a village by digging a well in a village. So that's a huge area of missions right now, especially in Africa, is the digging of wells. So there's just all kinds of stuff like that that people do in missions. Any other questions about giving? So we're going to take these things. So everyone, we're going to give these out right now. And how does this work? So this is a 6-month commitment. So this is a 6-month commitment, and you can say, we're going to take a moment, we're going to pray. And this is what we want you to do. We want you to like listen to the Lord and be like, man, God never spoken to me before. You know, there's always a first time for everything. So you're going to take this and you're going to say, you came already prepared. My first missions commitment was $5. I gave $5 a month. That's all the faith I had. I was a college student. That's what I had. That's where my faith was at. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not ashamed of it. You got to start somewhere. So whatever the Lord tells you, if He tells you $1, don't put 20. And then let's also, if like the staff guys, let's do this too, and we'll kind of renew our commitments from where we were at. If you want to increase or decrease or keep the same and stuff, just put your name. And then you're going to keep one. I guess you're keeping this little side. You keep it as a reminder. Back in the day, we'd say put this in your Bible, but nobody carries Bibles anymore. So you can put it in your hair. If you have hair like mine, you can probably store it in there. Look at that. I can store stuff in there. But you can put it somewhere where you can store it. You know that you're going to see it frequently and like pray over it. And really, like this is an opportunity to see God be faithful to you. You say, God, I want to participate. Maybe I don't have a job. I don't have a job yet, so how can I possibly participate? And He says, well, can you trust me for this amount every month? And you say, okay, Lord, I'll trust you. And then you're going to say, I'm going to pray. God, I said I give that $10 or $20. Can you give me that $20 for? Can you give me a job? Or can you like have somebody give me this money? Or can I sell something? Or can I, whatever, like clean somebody's whatever. I mean, can you help me? And then the Lord will open up that opportunity for you, and then you're like, oh. And this builds faith. I have seen students, over the years, I saw a student put the paycheck in the offering one time when we had a missions offering. Like this little crazy, right? She got her paycheck that day and she dropped it in the offering. And you know what? That girl went as a missionary to China, and I said to her, Peggy, you're not going to have any problem raising your money to go to China because you have been faithful and God's going to be faithful to you. So, I'm not saying anybody put their paycheck in the offense tonight, but we just, when the Lord leads you, let's do that. Father, we thank you that you are leading us. This is exciting, God, because this is not about money, going to missions, which is really exciting all on its own, but more than that, it's about being your partner, and it's about just having the opportunity for you to be our partner, for us to see, man, like God can actually use me to do something amazing on the other side of the world. Through my putting a little bit of money in, you know, a plate or in the modern world of Cash App. So you can give your monthly faith promise, and we will send out like an email. How many get our email now? Okay, so we're gonna make sure that we update our list and stuff, so you get our email. We will send out like a reminder, like, hey, this week is our missions week. Would you, you know, like send your money through Cash App or bring it to the meeting. We're gonna start taking offerings at the meetings very soon. Because, man, as I said, the other reason we have to give is because money gets in your heart.
Yeah.
And if you wanna like keep money out of your heart, you don't want money to be your master, be generous. So, how many got this filled out? You ready to turn it in? Bring it up here. I need a pen. All the pens run away.